20 times Ryan totally owned Blake on Instagram. And it's like him posting bad pictures of her.
Okay, no thank you, because this man coined the original, like, ahaha, I hate my wife millennial trope. And it's like, what's the joke? That you're just constantly a jerk to your wife? So in this week's Trash News, a lot of information has come out about Ryan Reynolds that has people talking. And I want to cover it because anytime I would talk about how I don't like Ryan Reynolds either, it was not well received by everyone. When Blake Lively was going down, everyone's like, can we leave Ryan out of it? We love him. And I was like, no, we do not. And I think it's like the one thing that both sides of this case can agree on, because this narrative honestly fits into both arguments. So I'm not going to share my particular opinion on the case at this point because I don't think you guys are going to love it. And at this point, it needs to end somewhere else. But before we dive into why I originally didn't like him, let's talk about what's happened this week. And Candace Owens dropped a bunch of claims about Ryan Reynolds being the actual villain this whole time. She said that she got a tip that he was the one who came onto set and started acting horribly and started trying to take over, which is now also leading to rumors of him scabbing and writing during the strike if you're looking at the full timeline. But him coming in and being a total jerk to everybody makes perfect sense to me. Because for the longest time, Blake and Ryan coined this like millennial couple trope of your husband just like low-key hating you and like constantly being rude to you. It spawned a generation of women who were like, oh, I just love it when my man's like a little bit mean to me. And as an older Gen Z, I thought it was cute for a second until my brain started to finish fully developing in my 20s, and then I realized it's a little bit weird. Like, sure, every once in a while, a few funny posts here and there, but it is constant. And then one day I looked at it in a bigger context and realized he gets typecast in most of his films to play like the funny, charming guy who's actually just a jerk to everyone and says it through jokes. And one day I had to ask myself, if he wasn't attractive, would this still be funny? And then Matt Rife came along and did it way less subtly, and I had to realize, oh, he's just older Matt Rife. And then you have all of his exes who have never had particularly wonderful things about him, specifically Scarlett Johansson, who he was married to when he originally met Blake Lively, and there were a lot of questions around that timeline. Also, in line with all of this, it was always alluded to that he was quite controlling and couldn't stand women who were more successful than him or possibly more in the spotlight. I could see a man like that easily coming into a set and trying to take over if there was another man either threatening your wife or just more powerful than you. And let's not forget, they both got married on that plantation. Someone also found an article where he admits that when he was filming that horror movie, he improvised hitting a child. And he defended it by being like, I don't know what came over me, but the kid thought it was super cool. That's a straight up crazy sentence. There also were previous allegations that he was horrifically mean during the filming of Deadpool 2. But overall, I think Ryan Reynolds being a jerk could fit into either of the narratives. But I do encourage you, next time you watch some of his stuff, ask yourself, would an unattractive man get away with this, or is he just pulling a full Matt Rife? Is he just using this bit he's established to be rude?